I would get time for the Star. But Jonathan, what's on the front cover of the Sunday Times?
Well, it's quite a busy page, so let's start with the second story, not the top story, because that's one we're going to be covering later, the fired story. So we're going to start with, follow my example and get back to the office, Reeves says amid WFH row, which I found out today means working from home. So Rachel Reeves believes employees benefit from being in the office and leads by example by going into the office 5 days a week. What a goody. 5 days. No one needs to be in for that long. She says she's waded into the debate and she's basically said there's a lot of advantages for people working from the office. I think it's good for morale. I think there's an element of quicker communication. And I really just think she's busting our fun. I've spent most of today working from home and I'm woefully underprepared.
Well, fair enough. Yeah. Wasn't it like 3 or 4 weeks ago there was a front page story, Labour saying, we're going to let people work from home to sort out mental health. So are they not caring about mental health now?
Yeah, well, I think for that, you've got to remember, Steve, with all this, that would include politicians having to stick to their promises.
That's true.
Darn it, I knew there was a flaw in my plan.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so we always know, they've walked it back and no big surprises, really.
Yeah, I mean, is it better to... I think generationally, you two are of the young generation. I get
thank you. We are pushing it, but they...
Yeah, just to the edge. But you got more hair, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Too much, some would say.
A lot, it depends where you're talking about. Do you prefer working from... I mean, even I prefer working from home, but I realise, without it, I barely speak to people anyway. If I didn't go into an office, I'd never be able to network.
I think there's a social element. So I'm a stand-up comedian, so I absolutely prefer working from home because at least when people don't laugh, that's kind of to be expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fewer hecklers. Yeah.
If I had to work in an office, I'd prefer working at home. As I don't have to work in an office, I think get back to work.
I mean, also on the front page, this is why broadsheets should never even try puns. If you can see the picture of Sir Keir Starmer and the cat, the headline is Mr. Rules and Mr. Mules.
Terrible.
What?
Just terrible.
The picture choice as well is trying to make him look like a Bond villain.
Where's his other hand? Because the cat's eyes have gone different ways.
That cat has seen some things, absolutely.
Poor cat.
He's doing a little vent act, isn't he? Kind of, poor old, wait until it's been dyed and stuffed first.
Yes.
Anything else you want to tackle on the front page?
So, Rayner and rule breach over donor holiday.
Ooh,
What's particularly interesting about this story is Adam.
It is an interesting story.
I'd say so. Steve, what do you make of it?
Did no one read it?
No, I did. Yeah, this is it's very interesting because as this show will go on, there's a lot of big stories that are covering about people basically taking money for free.
Holiday.
Yeah, holiday. I wonder if that was one that she was on doing the raving that everyone was getting upset about.
Jonathan, what's on the front cover of the... No, we've done Jonathan. Adam, what's on the front cover of the Sunday Express?
Yeah, so this is Sunday Express. This is embattled PM engulfed in rows over winter fuel cuts, freebies and infighting is told by allies ditch toxic aid to end chaos. So those of you might remember, Sue Gray is the aide to Keir Starmer, and she's been criticised in the past for being way too controlling, making sure, really enjoying her power trip, making sure everything goes through her before it gets to Keir Starmer. She was actually accused during some of the riots where if they were actually unsure if these messages would even get to Keir Starmer because Sue Gray was being so bossy.
Doctor's receptionist.
Yeah, doctor's receptionist, yes, exactly. Nothing was going through. So, yeah, I think, there's some infighting currently going on at number 10, and understandably there's people sort of saying maybe you should need a ditcher, and maybe, that would be... Maybe having some heads roll, as it says in the article, might sort of ease some of this angst and animosity towards the Labour Party.
Well, I'm personally not completely sure Sue Gray exists. I think she might be Keir Starmer's Tyler Durden. I think she might be a creation of his own psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Sue Gray made me do it. Yeah,
do you
reckon she has great abs then?
Yeah, I've seen Gray's abs.
With Fight
Gutters.
Club. Yes. Yeah. Tyler Durden's the only one who exists. The Ed Norton character's not real.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
What's Ed Norton's character's name?
Bruce Banner?
No, exactly. Exactly. There's only a Tyler Durden in it.
Oh, wow.
It's in the whole story?
Yeah. He's just known in the credits as the narrator, I think.
So Keir Starmer doesn't exist?
Ooh. Front page of the Sunday Telegraph, Jonathan, what you got there?
Yes, this is a fun story. Terror suspects waltz in on small boat, says Generic. So basically, dozens of terror suspects have crossed the channel in small boats. Robert Generic, the former immigration minister, has said. So in this story, he's basically highlighted that there's been a lot of what he calls undesirables, people who have links to criminality or people who have links to terrorism that have been making their way into the UK via small boats. And obviously this is, not a good thing at all, because you don't want people who are linked to extremist terrorism coming into the country on any size boat. I'm
not going to push back on that. I know my job is to give us Ofcom balance, but, there are some really good terrorists. I'm going to have to do that too.
All right, save it for your protests. But, it's not good at all, and he is, an expert, and I guess this is a hole in the defence of the country, and I think we need to do something. Look, I want to slam the table, but it hurts. So I just think it's a real bad situation, Jerry.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah. It's no good.
More and more intense. I can't remember the Elton John lyrics.
Yeah.
Is there anything shocking in this at all, though?
Not really.
Yeah.
Nothing that we haven't already heard. My question is, are they getting free swimming lessons? That's a call
we find
to a future story.
Some comedians do callbacks. That's a call to the
call
future.
forward. Call forward.
It'd be great if someone watches half of this at this time and then catches the other bit at the 5 o'clock
Absolutely.
repeat.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
We got cracking. So, do you want to see something else on the front page?
Well, there it says PM has 4 weeks to prove he can govern. That's exciting. What happens?
Should have done it in the last 4 weeks.
Exactly. 4 weeks too late.
That would have been the better one, yeah. And we can close it out, Adam, with the Star. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so the Daily Star with obviously the most important story of today. Out of this world exclusive, close encounters of the third kind. So this is a report saying 1 in 5 would save the pet instead of their mother-in-law after an alleged alien invasion. So yeah, it's no surprise. I think I think most people have terrible relationships with their mother-in-laws, and I think most people have prefer their sort of relationships with cats and dogs, and this just goes to show that things aren't getting better.
I don't think I'd follow my mother-in-law around with a plastic bag.
If maybe you did, you'd be in her good books.
Well, it's not a book that I want to be in, if that's what I've got to do. Do you know what I mean? But why not lie in this survey? This is if aliens invade. Well, in that case, I'm lying. Whatever the answer is, I'm not telling you the truth.
It's a conditional. It's not a lie.
It's a conditional. No, I'm saying you're free to lie.
Oh, OK.
It's conditional based on something that ain't going to happen. Yeah. So why not win points with your mother-in-law?
Maybe this is anonymised.
You think the aliens are going to be friendly and not invade?
I don't think there are aliens.
At all?
So, not invading...
Well, the Fermi paradox is, the Fermi paradox that...
Do you know what? If
they're
the
here,
aliens...
they're walking among us. I saw this lovely chap called David Icke doing a talk about it. He seemed like a nice guy. Didn't watch anything else he had to say, but apparently the lizards are among us.
But there's never been a bit where the lizards have come up to me and said, choose your mother-in-law or your pet.
That's Mars Attacks, isn't it? Great movie.
Is that why? Yeah.
I think
so. All right, then I've got to ask you the question, mother-in-law or pet?
I don't have a mother-in-law yet.
You got any
pets? If I did, I'd definitely save her.
You got any pets?
Yes.
You do?
I'd have to choose a potential future mother-in-law. She's lovely.
Yeah. I had a pet, but then some immigrants ate it. That's all we have time for this section.
I'll move us on.
Oh, sorry, big pun.
Jonathan, to the Sunday Express, we always hear about the problem of an ageing population. But given credit where it's due, Labour are fixing that with all the cuts to pensioners' benefits, and they might do another.
Nice. Labour are going to finish the job that COVID couldn't. So, yeah.
Oh, God.
Rachel Reeves unleashing war on pensioners as next blow in the pipeline. So the Chancellor is believed to be bringing in a shake-up of pension tax reliefs in the budget to help the government plug this disputed £2 billion black hole in the coming...
22 billion?
Yes, it is. It turns out
discrepancy error. You're doing Diane Abbott maths.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a black hole in my reading of this. So, good news, it's been filled. So, when someone turns 55, they can normally take 25% of their pensions without having to pay tax up to £268,000 limit. But now the Labour government are being urged to cut that cap on tax-free cash for those with the largest pension pot. So they hate your rich grandparents. That's it. That's what it is. It's the politics of envy. They're going to take it all away. Adam was saying backstage that taxation is theft. I didn't really know what that meant, so I looked it up. I think I agree. I've been radicalised.
Yeah, you wouldn't. No, you need to worry. You don't get paid enough to get taxed, Jonathan. But yes, some of us are bowling.
You're bawling.
Bowling.
You're bawling out of control.
No, I'm not. Legally, I'm not. I'm actually under the tax threshold.
Legally, you're under 18, so you don't even have to...
I'm 32.
This,
great.
this tax thing, it's not like it was around forever. So they would be revoking something that was not that long ago. It was a David Cameron thing.
And, pensions aren't around forever either.
No, but I mean, it's not as though it's been a right for ages. You just
Yeah.
couldn't take any money out of your pension until you retire.
Yeah.
And at the time, the newspapers were saying, oh, they shouldn't do this. It'll be, they called it the Lamborghini something or other, like 50-year-old, 55-year-olds would all buy a Lamborghini. Have you noticed, like, a plethora of Lambos everywhere when you know...
With the
driving
anti-tape
slowly?
stuff, yeah.
Although when I do see Lambos being driven, it is always by 55-year-olds and older.
Yes,
That's a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
So it's not saying every 55-year-old is a Lambo owner, but it says every Lambo owner is a 55-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, these guys need to have their crisis. They need their money for blackjack and hookers. It's unfair.
The show comes on at 5 a.m, Jonathan.
Well, OK, fine. Roulette and hookers, whatever. It doesn't matter. But, yeah, just... Look, Uncle Sam, get your hand out of my pocket. Actually,
Right.
my uncle is a...
There's a backstory there. But, I mean, look, you get the money out of the savings. It's good for the economy, I guess, if they're spending it. But it was 3 days ago, there was a story that no one's saving enough for their pension.
Yeah.
Well, this is people taking money out of pension. Surely you want them keeping the money in the pot and then claiming it when they get to pensionable age.
That's a very fair point. But you're not meant to remember previous news stories. You're meant to
Yeah.
get angry at this
24-hour
one.
news cycles. You've got to get
I should just get angry about whatever's flashed in front of my face.
Now
I
you're
can't
getting it.
believe they're doing it.
Now you're getting it.
Oh, they're eating our cats.